Hey, this is Gallant, and this is a brief history of some 90s R&B. I'll start with Brandy, who's a favorite artist of mine. I feel like she was so important not just for her music, but culturally. She was on TV with her own TV show. She was with Whitney Houston in the Cinderella remake. She was the pop princess of that alternative demographic that didn't really have a chance to experience what it was like to see themselves and people who were on top of the world. Her debut album, which was massive, it was called Brandy. My favorite song from that album is Baby, because of the bridge. Whenever I'm in a city that I'm not familiar with, or if I'm in like a state of mind where I feel like I'm getting pulled away from reality for some reason, I can always put on that album just from the top, and it always just completely grounds me and puts me back. I think everyone is starting to give Brandy the respect that she deserves, which is crazy because she's always deserved it. She's always going to be somebody who I think defines the 90s, not like many other 90s R&B artists do. I think she knows it, and I think she's going to be revered in the future. Next, I would probably talk about Tevin Campbell. I'm a huge cartoon fan. You know, I love cartoons. I grew up on cartoons. I wanted to be like a voice actor when I was a kid. One of my favorite movies of all time is a Goofy movie. Everybody loves Stand Out. Powerline was a character portrayed by Tevin Campbell. The way that Tevin Campbell approaches those songs, knowing that it's for a Disney movie, it's so congruent with everything that he's done as an artist in terms of just, you know, the vocals, his delivery. He had a lot of popular albums, Tevin and Ready. I think Can We Talk was on Ready. It just represents a very specific slice of, you know, the R&B cake where on one end you're like, oh yeah, those radio songs, like those hits, that was crazy. And then on the other side, it's like he had such a huge part in one of my childhood heroes that also crosses over into how nerdy I am with cartoons. And I don't know how he feels about the Powerline thing. I don't know if that's annoying to him, I don't know what, but the fact that he took that step and made that leap into animation in such a fearless way, at least it seemed fearless to me, that's really special. Second, I think of the 90s, even if it's not technically the 90s, I think of Toni Braxton. One of the only albums that my parents had that I actually enjoyed listening to was Toni Braxton's debut album. Breathe Again, I remember it came on for the first time when I was really young, and at first I was like, oh, you know, here we go, like another old school type of jam. And then it goes into the, can't stop thinking about the thing that it used to be. And I can't stop thinking about the love that you made. It's like a super vibey type of jam. You can dance to it, but it's slow and it's fast at the same time, and it just reminds you of a very specific period that you want to go back to, even if you didn't get to witness it firsthand. Fairy Tale, which is another one of my favorite Toni Braxton songs. It's like, it feels very familiar, but the way that her voice is on top of it, you know, you expect it to be very pretty. She has like a very deep, earthy kind of growl voice. She broke so many stereotypes, you know, like just musically. I have to imagine that growing up in a world where, you know, there are rules to the music industry and you have to fit into a certain mold. She had to be like, oh, my voice is low. Special to a lot of people to hear something that was a little bit outside the box, and it's what made her unique. Plus, she's just a brilliant musician. I hope I told their stories with some semblance of justice.